welcome to That Marketing Show, episode 3, brought to you by the Coffee Group. Thanks for all the comments coming in. I appreciate all the feedback we've got. We're really proud to be able to provide this information to people, and being that in an agency environment that we're in, we get a lot of feedback from our customers. So today I want to take another story and talk about what I'm hearing in the field. And from a marketing perspective, obviously we're involved in a lot of new media and a lot of new strategies involved in traditional internet marketing. So let's talk about something I heard. One, is SEO dead? Okay? The reason why this question comes up, and SEO is search engine optimization. That means for all the rest of the folks who have maybe not heard that term, it's optimizing your website for Google to try and get placement organically, not in the paid advertising section, which is that gray spot on the top. The reason why people ask this is SEO is dead is because they hear a lot of rumblings with Google trying to really get rid of the spam or so that's been out in the market space. And this comes down to black hat versus white hat, okay? Okay, black hat traditionally has been the spammy way of things that were done earlier, where Google basically didn't have the algorithm within their infrastructure to catch up to all the spam that was hitting the search engine. And I say Google, but there's Yahoo and Bing as well, but really we're going to talk about Google here because that's about 80% of the traffic on the internet for search, especially for local search, and you're looking for a dentist, a doctor, a plumber, or a product. Black hat really has been the reason why this is SEO dead coming up. Because what's happening is that a lot of the market's getting shook out because Google's catching up. They are at the point now where a lot of the black hat techniques that were done in the past, where there was automated programs, things that would basically spoof the search engines, have really been taken out. And I'll explain how that works in a story here. So, if you can remember the movie 21. There was a movie about MIT students that went to Las Vegas. The movie's actually called 21. There's a book about it as well, but they ended up going to Las Vegas to cheat the systems. They've counted cards. They've been able to really take advantage of mathematical equations. And what had happened was they've made a lot of money doing this. But the casinos eventually caught on and kicked them out, and they were banned. And if you want to think of the strategy as blackjack, right? So let's just take that as the strategy here. So really what's happening, this is gone. The whole trying to count cards, and again, if you know somebody who can count cards these days, I'd love to meet them. But the reality is that the casinos have now ended this strategy. They have ended the ability, because they're going to catch up to you. They have cameras, they have multiple decks. I mean, there's so much they've put into place. And that's what Google's done. They've really just said, you know what? We've got the tools now, our sophistication in our algorithms of our search tool are such that we can now get rid of all the black hat technology. So white hat is really what's left. And there is some gray hat, as they might call it, where it's sort of a dividing line of where maybe there are some traditional methodologies of article marketing through networks that are still out there, and that's still sort of acceptable at a certain rate. But reality is that today you are playing poker with your other competitors. So the reality of the whole entire internet marketing world is that you have to get better every single day at marketing your business online. And it really has nothing to do with black hat or gray hat or white hat. It has to do with what is the most critical component, and that's content, okay? So you have to be able to take your content, your business, why you're in business, what do you do, how do you do it, and you need to figure out how to distribute it effectively. You know, no more of the days that you could just go into Google and get rankings and be #1 and that would be the end of it and you'd be found. The diversification, okay, diversification. The diversification of how you distribute your content now is most critical because people are spending hours in Facebook and they're spending hours on Pinterest and they're spending hours on LinkedIn and they're spending hours. Google is slowly, the SEO term is fading into a terminology that we will probably not even use in a couple of years because it's really marketing. At the end of the day, it's diversification of your strategy in using the content, your website, of your article marketing, your PR. It's really this, and how do you distribute it and diversify it effectively so that you can actually now take advantage of all these different properties and sales channels that are out there. So when you think about marketing, and you think about how we're going to be going in the future, there is a large body of work that's saying that, yeah, well, SEO, it's not necessarily dead, it's just changing, okay? It's changing and it's morphing. And I'll tell you one thing. One critical component that I think we don't know as a marketer, because it's brand new, is Google Plus going to be a huge component of how we move forward with how we do our work? Because Google Plus is the Facebook version of really Google. So Google's trying to get into the market space of being a social animal. And we're seeing a lot of the pointing towards where this type of strategy, where the way that things are done, are looking at more socially integrated strategies. So when we work with clients, we really want to try and integrate the social aspects of the business as quickly as possible, because we can see that not only from a human standpoint, meaning that content and context to the human standpoint are important, but this diversification is possibly one of the components that we need to think about is really leveraging Google Plus. Because if SEO is dead and the social and the channels that are taking over, then Google's going to try and monopolize on this. So just keep that in mind from all these things that we talked about today. Hey, it's Matt Coffey. Again, That Marketing Show, and we'll see you the next time.